In this episode, we leave the Helford River, stopping off briefly to pick up a new crewmate, though after setting sail once more, many miles away from help, we end up in a race against the clock to get Hank to the vets.
Let me tell you a story. A story of two people living very normal lives. They both worked hard, day in, day out. They had regular hobbies, which they pursued to the fullest. Yet something was missing. We all have dreams. Daring to dream is the very thing that makes us human. Yet for many of us, our wildest dreams exist in a place far removed from our reality. Finding the courage to step out onto the ledge, where adventure begins. This is where we're truly alive. This is the story of Cadoha.
Sunrise.
I really need to get a better lens, one that really captures just how the magnitude of a good sunrise and sunset. We're up bright and early this morning. You know, this morning is probably the first morning that it hasn't felt like summer, like you're confirmed no longer in summer. Very, very nippy this morning. And I don't know if I'd quite go as far as to say it feels like winter just yet, but it definitely very autumnal. It's still breathtaking there. Yet there's some horrendous weather heading our way, so it's time to move on. We're actually heading back to Fowey to pick up a new shipmate. It's a friend of mine that I haven't seen for ages. He has a wickedly devilish, brilliantly inappropriate sense of humour. He's got a heart of gold. He's an absolute adventure man. So much character packed into his little body. He's just genius. And he loves being in the water, swimming with sharks, jumping off of mountains, strapped to a kite. He's a bit bananas, but I love the guy. I haven't seen him for years, and he's going to help us on the next leg of our journey. He's just going to join us because he happens to be in the area, actually. And, we're going to have him for, I don't know how long. We haven't decided, just until. Feels like it's been a while since we've had to get the boat sea ready. We've hopped and skipped all over the place where we could tow the dinghy and you don't have to stow everything away. We're going when it's dead flat and calm, whereas now we're actually going back out to sea. So everything's got to be stowed away. Everything's got to be safely strapped down. Well, let's put you somewhere safe. Just for the time being. You worshipping the sun, mate? Just in the background, as the river sort of meanders up towards Greek, you've got all of this mist and fog just sort of rolling down off of the hills. It looks really mysterious and enchanting. Although I hope that fog isn't going that way, because that's where we're going. Alright, so we are leaving the river, the Helford River, and we're heading to Fowey. How long do you anticipate this journey taking us, Captain?
About 5 hours.
Anything we should be looking out for on the way?
I did spot some fog further upriver coming our way, but there wasn't any predicted fog when I checked. Okay. So we'll see. We've got a foghorn, we've got marine traffic out, so it should be alright if it does hit us.
impressed.
He wants to be up on deck in the sunshine. Hank doing his duties and telling us that there is a lobster pot. It's a bit late, we've gone past it, but good job. Hank, I got it. I got it. It's okay.
Alright, how many of you guys remember the prawns that I collected on probably the last video? I'm going to imagine it'll be the last video that I released. But that was our 5-day survival fishing challenge, and on the last day I went beachcombing and I found a scallop and some prawns. Well, check this out. We've still got some left. I have been just lusting after a prawn sandwich. I love prawn sandwiches. They're the best. But this whole seaspiracy thing has kind of made us really... Well, we haven't been buying fish anymore, which means I haven't been buying prawns, which means I haven't been buying prawn baguettes, which means I haven't been having them. Today is a good day. Last of the mayonnaise. Tomato sauce. I like to put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in mine as well. Ooh, a little bit of paprika.
And if you follow us on Instagram, not only would you get a very up-to-date insight into what we're up to, but you would have seen that I enjoyed this prawn sandwich possibly more than any other I'd ever had before.
Ever the keen-eyed explorer, young Hank keeps a watchful eye for lobster pots, whilst perched on the bow of his boat, the good ship Cadoha.
That peninsula there is where we turn and then head into Fowey.
Alright, we are back in Fowey. We have arrived. A very quick little pit stop, and Chris should be here somewhere waiting for us. So we just wanted to squeeze up on this pontoon, so we need to fill up our water tanks. Our next mission is to try and get up into one of these two pontoons and get some water. It's probably going to be this one over here. Can you see that? Alright, you park her up, I'll go sort the lines up.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
Hi there, matey.
Oh!
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man. Come, take a load of us.
Hello.
Yeah, he's
I
better.
can't get into any shot without knocking everything around.
Excited.
It is little Chris's first time sailing today, and he has no experience, so we decided to take him out in the dark, in the fog. And I just overheard Carly giving Chris a crash course in boat lights, so he knows what to look out for whilst we're sailing. Feeling confident, Chris?
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm confident.
You're basically going to learn how to do this in exactly the same way as Carly and I did. The only difference is our tutor had 50 years experience, but other than that, it's the same thing.
I like those odds.
There you go. And you want to pull that tight, and you are now all secure. Got it? Mother Nature is heading our way.
She is indeed.
And that's why we're leaving early.
Put me on ropes.
If you want to undo this midship's line, can you ask Carly, can you undo the electricity, please?
Oh yeah.
Good news is the fog's starting to lift as the sunlight is starting to appear. It's not completely gone, but I can see something in front of us now, which is good. Goodbye once more, Fowey. I am on lobster pot duty and foghorn duty. Got a full canister here, so we should be good. But as we've left for harbour, that fog has really set in thick. You can hardly see a thing. Little bromance taking place. So would you like to see what it life's like with the sails up?
Absolutely.
What we're going to do is we're going to take the head sail and we're going to pull it out this side. All right, squab, are you ready? Good job. There we go. Heave, squab! I'm heaving! Aha! Good job, good job. Here she comes. And we're going to keep pulling it in, quite a bit of grinding to do until the top of that sail almost touches the clean. That's good, squad.
Yeah, we're now going over 6 knots.
Yes.
Yes.
Whoa. Okay, we've got a couple of questionable looking patches, but I think it sails to the sailmakers for a good service this year.
Indeed.
Alright.
Unfortunately, their good times came to an abrupt halt when Carly noticed lesions all over Hank's paws, which a vet who consulted over FaceTime feared was a rare but very deadly condition known as Alabama rot, a disease commonly contracted in the wooded locations found in the south of England, or in other words, Hank's playground. So the race was on to get into port as fast as possible, to get Hank to the vets. The catch? We were 5 hours away from port.
Well, so far this detour's gone off without a hitch. There's been no drama, thankfully. Carly's fast asleep with Hank. I didn't want to disturb her, I just popped my head in. Chris is frantically trying to catch a fish. Trying to catch a fish in the vastly differentiating, contouring ground that we're covering at the moment, so that'd be a nice touch if we managed to pull a pollock or something out of the water. Well, I think the speed we're going, that'd be a bit optimistic. And I'm hoping we've shaved enough time off so that the taxi can get Carly to the vet before it closes. That's the hope. Arriving in the River Dart never gets old. Any first impressions?
It is epic, as you can see. You've got castle there, castle over there, castle over there, all these amazing houses.
They really are, doesn't it? It looks like sort of little Tony Stark houses all over the place. There's Hogwarts.
Oh, that little one.
After managing to get Hank to the vet, a place Hank is generally terrified of, the vet checked him over and said she didn't think it was the dreaded Alabama, but gave us some antibiotics to help any potential infection, along with strict instructions for the patient to take it easy for a couple of days. Well, it wasn't long before Hank was back to his usual sun-worshipping self, and while we're here, we want to say a huge thank you to the 6 new amazing video supporting patrons who've joined the team since our last video, and you guys are Nick Van Claveren, Sailing Iotti, Jeff Gillard, almost certainly going to get this one wrong, Ruud Adegeest, sorry Ruud, I'm sure your English is far better than my Dutch, big thank you to Chris Allen and Brian and Denise Keith. You're all absolute megastars and you really are playing a huge role, I hope, in improving the quality and the longevity of these videos. Until next time, bye for now.